Okay. Well, I'm not being visible. Give me a second, everybody. Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast. I am your host, Boingo Writer, and with me, as always, in the bullpen.
Representing the I feel a little naked without my sunglasses competition, the Vacuuminator is here.
I mean, you can put them back on. We've done the bit. The bit has
I
been
can't.
done.
I can't. I left them in that classroom, bro.
Oh,
I'd have to go drive to work, get my keys. I'd have to break into the time clock building to get my keys. I'm looking down at myself when I look like this, by the way. Uh, I'd have to break into that building to get my keys. Then I'd have to go and unlock the building I normally work in and go to where that classroom is and get those sunglasses. That's going to be like a whole ordeal. We ain't got time for that. We're already late tonight.
true. So, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not used to having to look at the camera like this. Usually I look here, which is the you showing me
Uh
the
huh. Uh huh.
stream feed, or I look here to make sure I'm doing the thing I want to be doing, or I look over here to check the chat. So it's a little like
Yeah, you can actually see Vac not paying attention to you, chat.
yeah, you can see it when I go like Boingo's on a tangent. Let me just look at Tumblr real quick.
But hey, no, this is No Price Podcast. We talk about comics, we talk about movies, and we talk about merchandise. But this week, because we're in a movie marathon right now,
Yeah, we're doing a very special one.
we're talking about The Batman versus Dracula.
Yeah, a hood classic that came out in 2005, I believe. Let me just check the Google real quick. Yes, October 18th, 2005 is when this was released. It was released direct to home video, but it also aired on Cartoon Network like a week later. And this falls right in the middle of the Batman open bracket 2004 closed bracket animated series. This comes right after season 2 and it's a few months before season 3 starts airing, which is when they start incorporating more Bat and greater DC Universe characters. So it's kind of like the apex of what pop culture knows this series to be, which is it's Batman the animated series, but it's watered down and it looks like Jackie Chan adventures. Or at least that's the opinion I always hear people older than me spout. Personally, I love this series because I grew up with it.
Here's the thing: Jackie Chan's Adventures wishes it was this smooth.
Yeah,
Jackie Chan Adventures is kind of choppy. I loved that cartoon as a kid. It was a little choppy.
yeah.
Uh,
And this there's just a style and a substance to this that is totally different than animated series. Like, don't get me wrong, I love BTS. It's an all-time classic.
mhm.
It's high art. But this show really, even looking back now, I don't feel like it's nostalgia goggles for me to say this is closer to a comic book style Batman, but just a little updated in places for modern kids than BTAS was. BTAS was very much we're kind of following in the footsteps of Burton and doing this pseudo gothic could take place at any point in time's show.
Yeah. But it also is heavily inspired by the 70s era of Batman,
Hmm.
which is what all those creators would have been growing up with. And this is very much inspired by the 90s era. Large, sharp angles and dark shadows, but also like weird tech greeblies.
Hmm. Oh my god, I'm just gonna go ahead and this is gonna be a huge gush fest because I really enjoyed this movie rewatching it for the first time in a couple of years. Um, and honestly, it's just such an aesthetic for me. It's so perfectly like my vibe. Like I think it's not controversial for me to say this Batman design kind of is my Batman. Like I like the short ears. I like the bluish black on gray. I like the yellow oval. I like the capsule belt. It just works for me, man.
I mean, he also has the Spider Man eyes.
Yeah, and like the fucking, I know there's people who don't care for like the Batwave and some of the other gadgets in this show, but like it makes sense when you're trying to do a Batman show in an era where Wi-Fi is a huge new buzzword. Um, and like the batarangs in this show with like the smaller Batman symbols in the center of them and the fucking glowy edges, that's my shit, man. I want a prop replica of these batarangs.
Yeah. Here's the thing. At the time, a lot of the designs of this show were just out there, but as we've just gone on, it's like, oh no, these were just an extremely fresh breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Do you think Batman and Robin was a bad movie?
Oh
No.
no, it's one of the most unsung comedies of the 90s.
Yeah, it's a comedy. Those two movies are comedies. The but everyone wanted them to be dark dramas, and that's the problem.
Hmm.
Uh, Went so hard on character design for this show. Yeah, no. All,
I
all.
also love like the different physiques Bruce Wayne has in this show because like as Batman, he's very live and cut, but then in like normal clothes Bruce Wayne, he just kind of looks like a guy. He's just like an average dude with some kind of squiggly hair,
I
but
mean, here's
when
the
he takes his
thing.
shirt off, he's a fucking beef boy.
That squiggly hair just reminds me of like Clooney at that time.
Yeah?
This might be one of the best Joker. Here's the thing. Classic Joker is the best Joker design, but we see it
Mhm.
so much it just gets a little bland.
This is a
This
really nice alternative.
this is yeah. Like this is a great second costume Joker.
Yeah, and I love Kevin Michael Richardson's performance
Oh,
as him. Like unsung talent right
here's the
there.
thing. Nothing can compete. Nothing. That's the problem with the show. Nothing can compete with BTAS, but this show gets right up there with it.
Mhm. I even really like the music in this show. Like nobody ever talks about it, but there's this very nice kind of casual rock to the soundtrack. Instead of like the orchestral operatic stuff that BTAS does, they went for this very just like somebody's just kind of having a jam session and looking for cool riffs on their instrument sort of sound.
Yeah, but there's also little elements of like they sample the Burton movies, where it's
Hmm.
not like it's the Burton movie soundtrack, but it's like you can hear the horns, and they go, and it feels like they sample it and twist it in a way, you know?
Yeah. About the only thing I don't like aesthetically in this era of the show is I don't love the Batmobile in the
Yeah.
first two seasons. It's a little small, it's a little koopy, it looks a little too much like a toy. I actually really prefer the one they switched to after the one this one gets junked in this movie. They have a new Batmobile in season 3, and it's this boy. I have the Hot Wheel right
Hold
here. It's
on, I
this
can
little.
get zoomed up to it.
Yeah, I wanted the actual like big figure scale Mattel toy of this as a kid and never got it, but I love this Batmobile
I
design.
can understand what they were trying to do with the Batmobile in this movie because it's a tuner car.
Hmm.
It is a Fast and Furious tuner car. It has the neon. It has the season one. Yeah, but it's not to say that it's bad or anything of it. It's just
Yeah,
more of a
it's just not my jam. Like I don't think it
yeah.
doesn't have a right to exist.
There's a lot of just little elements like there's just a certain design quirks that just make you go like, wow, they really put their like everything into it. It's just like just in this, just going off this movie, the penguin always has
Hmm.
his tails on the ground because he's like a short little guy and he's trying to
Yeah.
be big and fancy, but he doesn't realize how to actually get his suit tailored to be actually fancy.
Because he like the penguin in this show is so good because he's like the second villain Batman ever fights in it, and there's this whole thing of like he had wealth and then he squandered it all because he grew up without his parents and he didn't know how to handle it and he wasn't driven like Bruce, and so now he's like completely jealous of Bruce and is constantly trying to get money, which is why they open it on some guy saying like, hey, help me break out of Arkham, I got a lot of money for you, bro.
Yeah.
Which is the one complaint I have with this movie on this watch through. As soon as they announce that Joker's escaped, that guy just disappears from the fucking scene. We don't know
Yeah.
what happens to him.
Um yeah. It'd been fun if he was like a weird throwback, like, oh, he's Condiment King or something.
Yeah.
That would have been cute.
Oh.
But I understand. That's not the vibe of the show.
Mhm.
The
But
vibe of the
before we get too far into the movie, I did
Mhm.
want to ask: had you seen it before? Because I don't know
Yes.
your relationship to the Batman.
I watched the Batman as you know what? Here's the thing, Buster, you're right. He probably did get stabbed.
Yeah.
They just couldn't show it on screen.
See, for a second there, I thought he was saying the Joker fucking dies, and I'm like, oh, you're not wrong.
um but I watched this on Kids WB.
Yeah, bro. Fucking Kids WB. That was the shit back in the day. That was my Fox box, bitch.
I woke up Saturday mornings. The Batman, Lunatics. I did watch Lunatics as a kid.
Right. And I think I've talked about this a couple times. Most things I'm into now and as an adult were things I had to kind of go behind my mom's back on and get into first and then be like, look, it's okay. Because I had a very Christian conservative mom. This was one of those first things where she thought Batman was going to be too violent for me. She didn't want me watching it. And it was on before she got up on Saturday mornings. So I just started getting up and watching it. And by like the third or fourth week, I was like, hey, Mom, I've been watching Batman. Have you noticed a change? And she was just like, fine.
No, this isn't one of the last WB shows. One of the last ones is Spectacular Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's right.
They still had a little bit of a run. Kids WB was fucking weird though. Remember that one show where all the fucking dogs got robot suits and were superheroes?
Yeah. Remember Shaolin Showdown?
Yeah. Do you remember the disappointing revival of Shaolin Showdown?
I'd rather not.
Okay.
You remember What's New Scooby-Doo?
Oh, you mean the Scooby-Doo with the best opening theme?
Yeah, yeah. Fuck anybody who doesn't like that opening theme. I know there's some old Scooby heads who don't like the Simple Plan theme song. The Simple Plan theme song is wonderful.
Here's the thing about that. It is a perfect encapsulation of the contemporary equivalent to the hippie movement.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the Warped Tour skater kids who are just hanging out and wanting to have fun.
What's New is old now. What's New is like, it's got to be getting close to 20 years old now, doesn't it? This show's almost 20 years old.
Yeah, no, What's New would have been 2001, 2002. 20 years old.
Oh my god. The Batman figures are almost vintage action figures.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Back to the Batman.
Back to this movie. Let's talk about this movie. I've said a little bit about it already. Boingo, what did you think of this movie?
It is a really good, solid story that seemingly takes elements from a couple Elseworld stories and makes them like a canon story.
Mm-hmm.
In a really interesting, good way. And it did Ra's al Ghul ever show up in this show?
I think he shows up in like the last season a couple of times.
Because this feels very much like, hey, we're not doing Ra's al Ghul, but we'll do this as a Ra's al Ghul. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it feels very much in the way Ra's al Ghul tends to get treated these days. It feels like it's a thematic culmination of like, here's this thing that is very much like Batman, but if he was doing everything wrong, and we're gonna pit him against each other and like show why Batman is great through doing that.
Mm-hmm. I say that, and I can only think of like one or two examples, like Hulk versus directed DVD versus superheroes movie. Yeah, they didn't make a ton of those.
Yeah, it was just like a brief trend in the mid-aughts, but it was a good one.
Wasn't in the show because of Batman dates? Maybe.
Oh yeah, that's right. This was the time of the Bat embargo. I forgot about that. This is like the tail end of that.
Somebody just realized. Look at Batman's helmet, and tell me that doesn't look like one of the Tatsunoko heroes. One of the
little bit.
You know what I'm talking about? The ones that are all based on birds.
Yeah, the pre-jet men.
What are they called? Jesus.
Gotcha Men.
Gotcha Man. Gotcha Man crowds. Jesus, I fucking loved that anime when it came out. Gotcha Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little Gotcha Man.
Just a second too late, Buster, but thank you.
We got there in the end.
Yeah.
But basically the premise is Penguin's going to try and get a score, accidentally unleashes Dracula. Dracula does Dracula things.
And Batman has to stop him. All the while, he's trying to decide, am I actually going to let Vicky Vale into my life or not? And she's a movie exclusive character. I don't think she shows up in the actual show at all. And it's kind of smart to just do the most famous Batman love interest in
At
your
the
one
time.
movie.
At the time, because
Yeah, this was pre Rachel Dawes.
this is pre Rachel, but also pre Catwoman is the only one for Batman hegemony, you know?
Yeah.
Like they had a will they won't they, but it wasn't it's only like Batman only has eyes for Catwoman kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think this was also like a decade before Damien existed.
Yeah. Or 2 decades after he existed, if you want to go by Grant Morrison's bullshit.
True, true. Mhm. I do love Dracula in this movie, especially having read the original novel now that I'm an adult. I feel like this lines up really good with fucking book Dracula, and it makes it's a heckin' good sequel if you just want to like canonically put that book in this universe.
Ah, that's cool. But yeah, no, Drac is a great baddie. Like very intense.
Hmm.
Immediately understands like, oh, this guy's dangerous, but I can handle him.
Yeah, and he take like I love that he's fascinated by Batman. He's not like, "Oh, this is a problem that's in my way, whatever." He's like, "Oh, this guy is kind of like me, but not. That's interesting. That's interesting. Let me fuck with him a little bit. Let me play with my food."
Let me see. Can I make him like me? No.
Mhm.
Can I make him hate me? Yes. Okay. Okay, how far can I take this?
Yeah. Um, I also love that they do so much with blood in this movie. Like it feels like they went like, "Oh, we're not on TV and we don't have to deal with the censors. Let's do some shit." Because there's constant like blood dripping onto people and seeing like vampire vision of circulatory systems and whatnot. And I love that when Dracula first gets revived, it's from one little drop of blood, and he's like a fucking shrinky dink spooky man for a few minutes.
Yeah, just desperately trying to get more.
Hmm.
Penguin in this movie. I didn't expect the penguin to do a fucking drop kick.
Yeah, no, Penguin got up to some shit in this show. This is probably like outside of the comics the best showing the Penguin's ever had. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Danny. I like Colin Farrell's Penguin in The Batman. What year did that came out? 2021, 2022?
It was I think it might have been last year.
Yeah, okay. I like Colin Farrell in that movie, but like this is my Penguin. This is the little greedy shit who likes birds, but can actually scrap if he needs to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I also love how he's made like a little shit the entire movie. Like he's just brainwashed.
Hmm. He's put in the Renfield role, which is
Mhm.
not a bad role for Penguin. But you were also telling me before we got on that you were interested in who voices him.
Is it
Do you?
Clancy Brown?
No, it's Tom Kenny.
No, it's Tom Kenny doing a Clancy Brown.
Yeah.
But you understand why I went, oh, is that Clancy Brown?
I can hear it a little, but like once you know it's Tom Kenny, it's so clearly Tom Kenny.
Batman Unleashed the villain for the movie. Yeah, wrong SpongeBob. Fuck off.
uh yeah, and this is actually what I knew Tom Kenny for first because I didn't have cable for a long time, so I didn't watch SpongeBob till I was like in my late kid years. Um but yeah, and Peter Stormare plays Dracula and does a fantastic job. I'd not heard of him before looking up the cast today, but apparently he's been in like a ton of shit. Like he's one of those working actors who just gets around. Um, and if you want to have some like examples of what he's been in, he's one of the penguins in the fucking Madagascar movies. He's Satan in the Keanu Reeves Constantine movie. Uh, he's Mr. Freeze in Justice League Action. Like the dude's been in a lot of shit, had a lot of bit parts here and there. Oh, he was fucking Whiplash in the Phineas and Ferb Marvel crossover.
Jesus. He sounds like, I'm not saying he is the guy, but he sounds like he'd be like the, who is the guy who did the voice of Ghostface in Scream?
I have no
Because he's a
idea.
big voice actor. Um, Dracula's cool. Oh, Joker's part of the movie is just being kind of like, what's the name of the love interest that's vampired and they have to fix her in the movie?
Vicky Vale.
No, in the novel.
Oh God. It has been a minute since I've read it. Why don't I just Google Dracula novel
There
characters?
you go. Now you're thinking with portals.
Mina Harker.
Joker's Mina.
Yeah.
Joker gets vampired, and Batman goes like, I gotta fix the Joker," and it's hilarious because Joker's just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you."
It's
I
also just so nice seeing a Batman who has like real compassion for his villains
Yeah,
because he gets sad when Joker dies at the beginning of the movie. He comes back to the Batcave and he's like, Alfred, the Joker is dead. And they're both kind of like, oh, fuck. That's weird. And then when he comes back as a vampire, he's like, okay, two birds with one stone here. I don't have to be guilty about Joker dying, and I can find a way to fix all the other vampire people. But also, I have to help Joker because I got to help everybody because I'm Batman. That's what I do.
I think it's also just easier to do with this Joker because he hasn't killed people.
Hmm.
He's just a wacky wahoo fucking criminal. He just steals shit.
Yeah, he's just a silly dicky. Um,
Like, it's harder to think that way about like comics Joker because he is a mass murderer at this point.
true. Um, And then there's Vicky Vale in this movie who is kind of just doing the standard Vicky Vale things, but they're all done fairly well. So I have no reason to dislike her or like strongly like her. Like you didn't do anything cool or innovative with her, but you did Vicky Vale right, and so like I have no complaints. And it's also a fairly solid performance from Tara Strong.
Oh, well, moving on.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. Like, it's just a pretty standard Dracula story. Dracula goes like, "I want my shit," and everyone goes like, "No, that would kill us."
Yeah, and it's just like an excuse for cool set pieces and chances to have clever moments with Batman, like when he writes the name on the serving dish and whatnot, and just to generally show off the style of the show. And it all just kind of builds and builds through various thematic moments until kind of the ultimate crescendo for the first two seasons of this show, where how he beats Dracula is with a big fancy Wayne Industries sunlight shooty device. And true to the character, Dracula looks at him right before he's dying, and like Batman is standing in the way of the sunlight, and he's like, "Oh, I saw Bruce Wayne showing that thing off. That means you're Bruce Wayne." And he goes, "No, I'm Batman." And he just flies away and lets Joker or fucking Dracula get obliterated by sunlight. And it's one of the most badass Batman moments in all of animation.
Yeah, there's a lot of yeah, good shit, good animation.
This movie is an unsung classic, in my opinion. Like, yeah, Mask of the Phantasm's good, but like, The Batman versus Dracula is up there.
Here's the thing: Mask of Phantasm is a great Batman noir story, and that is Batman. Batman is noir. You get a lot of good shit like this. This is a good Batman cape story.
Right, right.
You know, masculine phantasm, mystery, intrigue, gangsters. This superheroes, wacky shit. Kind of wish we got that Hush sequel. Were they gonna make a animated Hush sequel?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about there, Sticks. That doesn't ring any bells for me.
But boy howdy, this was good. This was fun.
Glad you liked it.
Yeah. What's the movie we're watching next week?
Next week, we're watching the let me look it up real quick.
Get the exact year. Get the exact year while I'm pulling up news.
We're watching a movie that is exactly as old as I am. We are watching the 1997 classic, absolute film classic right here. Spawn.
We were gonna get Batman versus Hush as a second DVD movie. Ooh.
Oh, that would have been cool. That would have been interesting to see. Might have actually gotten a good version of Hush.
Yeah, that's the problem with like I think a lot of 2000s Batman villains. It's like they have an interesting idea, but you just need to work on them just a little bit more. Just give them second pass.
Yeah, Hush feel like I don't hate Hush, but friend of the channel, Ian Sid Part 2, Geeky Gentleman guy, has a take that I really fucking agree with, is that it feels like they had an idea for an amazing Riddler scene, and then they just worked backwards from there.
Yeah, that's the problem with Riddler. Sometimes you have to work backwards from the really cool reveal. Like, what was the one that Comic Pop just talked about recently?
Oh gosh, I was watching.
Dark
Was
City, Dark something.
Yeah, Dark Knight, Dark City.
Which is like, that's a really good Riddler story.
Mm-hmm. That nobody talks about anymore, except for them when they did it a few weeks ago. But like, you know what I mean? It's not one that gets put up there as like if you're going to get into Batman, you have to read this. But it should be. It's one of the better Riddler comic book stories.
Speaking of animated Batman movies, Merry Little Batman came out, and it's so charming. That's good. I may
I
give
haven't
it a
had
shot.
time to check it out yet. It doesn't exactly look like my cup of tea, but I'm not opposed to it.
I do like the Zoot Suit Joker. I think it's funny of him just having a goofy little hat.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and nothing wrong with wholesome, sweet dad Batman.
Not entirely.
You know, you ready for some news?
I am always ready for news. Get that news
Hey,
slop out and
chat,
pour it all
are
over
you ready
me.
for some news? I'm gonna assume yes because there is a delay and we don't really have time to wait for you to all to say yes. Jonathan Majors, accuser, takes the stand in domestic violence trial.
All right, so we could read all this, but here's the Cliff Notes version. Um, Basically, the attorneys are arguing that he was being entirely manipulative towards her from the start because they started dating shortly after um, they started shooting Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and they basically saw each other every day throughout the filming of that movie up until the incident. And he apparently said "I love you" very early on, which I'm not a fucking relationship expert, so I don't feel confident to say whether or not that is manipulative behavior, but take it as you will. That's the information this article gave me.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels it. You know what it feels like? This feels it's starting to feel like another Johnny Depp situation where both people may have been shit.
A little bit, a little bit.
Uh, and you can't really kind of go one way or the other on it.
Mm-hmm.
All you can do is expect the people who have power in the situation to recognize their faults and become better people.
Yeah. Is there such a thing as a two-way restraining order?
You know what? There should be.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like no one is guilty of like heinous shit, but it doesn't feel like no one is innocent of anything. You know what I mean?
It feels like there was a shitty relationship that none of us really knew about, and it reached a public boiling point, and that's how we found out about it. And now we're just dealing with the consequences of a messy breakup.
Yeah.
That being said, Jonathan Majors could still go to jail for this shit, so who fucking knows?
Check my Discord. Fuck, why do I gotta check my Discord?
What are you courting?
Uh,
Is it courting time? Are we gonna court all over this place?
but, oh shit. Yo, dude, there's fan art. Well, not fan art. There's pitch art of the Hush sequel.
Oh,
Yeah,
how about that?
I'm gonna pull it up real quick.
Yeah,
We'll,
let's look at these.
we'll stop the news for a moment. Also, we can't have Vac.
News break.
We can't have Vac up because you'll see Discord.
Oh, no me.
No you.
No
But...
no DCD.
Oh no. No, little Vac. Vac can no longer be on the screen. He has committed.
I feel like I should do something visually silly for when I come back, but there's like nothing that works for that right next to me.
Vac has committed the crime. All right, cool. Well, let's get Vac back to a Vac. What
Back it up.
What up, Vac? Down
It's
with
Vac, the Transformers maniac.
Vac. All right, there we go. There's Vac. Oh no,
Hello.
you're not full screen. I didn't full screen you.
Oh. Make me large, please.
There, you're large.
Yes.
Now you're large. And here is the art.
What? Oh, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have watched that.
The shadows make Hush look so much more badass.
Vac the Supergirl maniac. Yeah.
But news. Jonathan Major's stuff is still up in the air. We have no idea if he's going to continue to be king, but maybe
Trial is progressing.
Yeah, trial's progressing. We'll know what happens.
Anyway, from shitty real world news to really cool real world news.
I'll accept all the cookies. There's now going to be a Dwayne McDuffie Genius Grant Award.
This is really fucking cool to hear. Apparently his widow years ago set up a charity in his name that was to go to underprivileged African American students, and that charity has now partnered with his high school, which is like a prestigious higher learning kindergarten through high school that was like the first place he said several times it was like the first place he really felt like he belonged as a kid. And there's going to be a scholarship, an annual scholarship for underprivileged African American students that anyone can donate to. So I went and saved the link. I'm actually going to donate a portion of my next paycheck to that because I'm fucking floored by this. Dwayne McDuffie was one of the all-time goats.
Yeah.
He went way too far before his time, and to continue his legacy like this is just wonderful.
Oh, most certainly. Like, if you're going to talk about some of the greatest of comic books, Dwayne McDuffie's up there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did he create? No, wait, here's the thing. He created Milestone. You can just say Milestone. And it's like, yeah, no, that's a big enough creation to be put up there with Stan Lee and Kirby. And
There's about a dozen African American characters that wouldn't exist without Dwayne McDuffie.
Yeah. And there's an entire generation of black creatives in comic books who would not be there if they didn't see Milestone and went, wow, you know what? I could actually do this, couldn't I?
Mm-hmm. And hell, even outside of comics, if you grew up on just the Justice League animated series like me, odds are some of your favorite episodes were written by this man.
Oh, motherfucker, Static.
Mm-hmm.
One of the best fucking superhero cartoons ever. But yeah, good. The world's good. Remember Dwayne McDuffie.
Good shit can still happen, folks.
Yep. Such as Blade is getting his own video game.
Yeah, he's gonna blade all over those men. I don't know much about video games. I did watch the teaser trailer. I'm almost certain the game's not going to look very much like it because it's one of those completely CGI non-game footage teaser trailers. But it looked neat, and like, hey, Blade's a cool character, and I can see making a video game around his power set.
Yeah, and you could yeah, Arcane is a good choice of developer. They did Dishonored. And if you were to go and look some gameplay of Dishonored, you can squint your eyes and see a Blade game in there.
Okay, I remember when Dishonored came out, and I remember people talking about it, but I never looked too hard into it.
Yeah. I think the second one is more popular than the first one. I don't
Okay.
quote me on that. I haven't played them.
But yeah,
But I have seen
Blade
gameplay.
game.
Blade. That's fun. We're getting a Wolverine game. It feels like Marvel is like really going like, games are good, games are cool. Let's actually put some effort into them.
Yeah, which means fucking Warner Brothers is about to get really mad at the handful of developers they're partnered with.
Oh, buddy. Rocksteady's gonna get rocked.
Zaslav be walking into the Rocksteady offices like, "Where's that Superman game you fuckers teased a decade ago?"
Uh, yeah, Blade's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
2018 basically inspired a new wave of Marvel games. Oh yeah, well, Spider-Man 2018 did a really good job, and that was like, we have an idea on this kind of stuff. Was the Arrowverse shows any good? Sometimes.
I think we've answered that previously. Some of them had a good first season or two, but most of them went off the rails pretty fast.
Rocksteady are working on a shitty Suicide Squad game. Fuck, you're
That be
right.
true. That be true.
Here's the thing, though. I will say this: interesting ideas for boss fights suck that you have to kill the Justice League.
Mhm.
Rocksteady's screwed, probably.
We'll see.
That Suicide Squad game ain't gonna do good. The writers' room for the live-action Silk series will continue in January.
Yep. Remember a couple weeks ago, the Writers Guild was getting big mad at Daddy Bezos for not getting production of that show back on now that the strikes were off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Please be excited, people who really care about Silk. Please be excited for your character to be ruined in an adaptation.
All 10 of them. Let's be honest, there's not a super ton of Silk fans because it started with the Dan Slott version.
Mm-hmm. Not many people were brave enough to continue to follow that character. That's that's one of those comic book equivalents of the guy stopping right before he hits Diamond's drawing.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds leaks Deadpool spoilers revealing surprising cameos.
So basically, with all the set picks that have been going out over the last couple weeks, Ryan Reynolds decided to be a little passive aggressive, and he just started flooding the hashtag Deadpool leaks with the same goofy photoshops over and over again.
Yeah. So here's one with Predator photoshopped. It's Ryan Reynolds doing a bit of trolling. This was the best. That's so good. Oh man. It's just a lot of fun, a lot of goofs.
Yeah. It's a good way of showing your frustration as a creative with part of the process of making your product the way you want to.
Uh, oh yeah, Steve Urkel totally gonna be in Deadpool.
Yeah, I can't wait.
The Mickey one is hilarious. It is just Ryan Reynolds just going like, fuck you guys. Why you ruining this? X-Men version or Logan version? It's X-Men.
I think that's the same character, so it doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing. I am of the personal belief that this movie takes place after the Days of Future Past semi reboot.
Hmm. I also think that like most fucking X-Men movies are so incongruous with each other that you just kind of have to take them all on their own.
Yeah. But they did say they're not trying to step on the toes of Logan.
Yeah.
They're being very purposeful about that. I do think we're going to get a new Wolverine at the end of this, though.
Yeah. Carl
Or
Urban is supposedly playing a variant.
maybe. You know what? Here's the thing. You know how in Miss Marvel there was the newspaper that said man with claws on hands fucking does shit, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, Wolverine! He's in the Marvel MCU, right?" I think this movie takes place in the past, and that's what that news article is about.
Mm.
Wikipedia.
Brain he wrote on What's New Scooby Doo. That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Dwayne McDuffie, man. It all comes back to Scooby Doo. Sean Gunn is finally cast in James Gunn's DCU. He's Maxwell Lord.
This was a legit bra moment looking at the news for me. Because, like, I like Sean Gunn, but I don't know if he's a great pick for Maxwell Lord. It's the first move by James Gunn I have ever seen where I'm like, that feels like you just want to keep your brother around for as long as possible. Because that's a
Yeah.
character that you can have just show up in any movie to facilitate a thing happening.
Hey, but 6, now you know more about Dwayne McDuffie. Do you guys think Deadpool versus Wolverine fight will be at the beginning of the movie? We're gonna have a little one at the beginning of the movie, and then there's gonna be some bullshit that makes them fight at the end because comics. And
Yeah,
they'll
I
make
mean
that
that
joke.
that set all the photos are leaking from. There's a big exploded Fox Studios logo in the background. So
Yeah, they're playing with stuff. I think Sean Gunn could handle it. I don't think he could be a good Maxwell Lord.
mhm. This feels weird to say, but I would want him to bulk up a little bit though.
I can see him, bulk up a little bit.
Mhm.
Maxwell Lord has more laid back charisma that became murderous later on because of retcons. Yeah,
Yeah, like he started out as a good guy, and then writers tried to do a story about like corruption and like corporate America and whatnot, and Maxwell Lord was at the center of all that, which led to him becoming a Lex Luthor-esque villain.
yeah. Which JMD Mateus and Keith Giffen fucking did not like because
Mhm.
they spent years redeeming him from a sleazy businessman to an actual hero.
Yep. And
Uh,
then in one of the most iconic moments in DC Comics for the time, Wonder Woman fucking kills his ass.
yeah. Are Wade and Logan friends in the comics? If you ask
Yeah.
Wade, yes. If you ask Logan, no.
Yeah. Well, if
That
you ask Wade, everybody in the comics is friends with him.
and 5 people would agree.
Hmm. He's just that kind of guy.
Squirrel Girl, Gwenpool, um, Spider-Man on a good day,
Mhm.
Rogue, and maybe Kurt.
Probably
But
Kurt. Let's be real. Kurt's a nice guy.
Kurt's a nice guy, and he'd feel bad for like a second, is because he feels like he's kind of lying. He's like, no, Wade's a good guy. Oh,
Hmm.
Captain's America's his friend too.
Yeah.
Captain
So
America's his friend.
that does make me think with those penultimate two, fucking uh, Mystique and Destiny raised a couple good kids, good friendly people.
They didn't raise Nightcrawler.
Oh, you know.
Nice to see some range from Sean. Yeah, no, because here's the thing. He's an actory guy. He's been in a lot of things. He's been in Guardians, but he's also been in Gilmore Girls. But he's always played the goofball, so it'd be nice to see a more serious take.
Hmm.
X-Men movies non canon.
We
No,
don't fucking know till the movie comes
we
out. We
don't.
shouldn't be asking questions like that right
Yeah,
now.
at most, I think it'll probably just go like they're over there.
Hmm.
They happen. We're not gonna deal with them.
Yeah.
Just like this. Marvel will not undo one more day anytime soon, but never say never.
Yeah, so Nick Lowe, the current
Keep
editor
tugging
on
on my
all
dick, Marvel. Fuck you.
the current head editor for all the Spider books had an interview recently. Or no, this was in the letters page for the most recent issue of ASM actually. I just remembered.
I don't read the letters pages, so.
Nobody fucking reads letters pages unless they're looking for their letter. Let's be honest here. But in the letters page for the most recent ASM, somebody point blank asked him, "Are you guys ever going to undo one more day?" And he said, "There are no plans for that at the moment. We feel like we're way past it, but never say never."
It's either time to get off the seat or shit. You know?
Yeah.
It's just like, don't keep egging it on. Don't acknowledge it if you're never gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this just makes people go like, well, fucking undo it. We don't like it. And now they've gotten another fucking year's worth of fucking buys because people are going to fucking rage read it, going like, are they gonna undo it now? Because they said never say never.
Yep.
Fuck it. Marvel and the State of Seed Ditko reach mutually agreeable settlement.
Yeah. We don't know the exact terms of this, but apparently both legal teams have made it clear to the New York State Attorney General's office that they are going to file to have the suit dismissed in the next couple of days because they've reached an agreement.
Yep.
Cool.
Oh, well, at least we don't have to worry about it.
I can't wait for all my comics that feature Peter Parker to have the extra line in the credits that say, provided thanks to special agreement with the Ditko family.
Even though they've already said co-created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
People always give Stan Lee shit of like, oh, he took all the credit. Don't they? No, he fucking didn't. Their names are right fucking there. He's not Bob Kane. Fuck off. I'm angry now.
Okay? Are you okay?
The Spider-Man story pissed me off, and now I'm just a little
I'm
tense.
sorry. I shouldn't have put it in there.
No, you should have, because it's funny. I'm angry, and it's funny. They did have the credit in Spider-Man 2 PS5 last time I remember. Yeah, did Stan Lee create every Marvel character? No.
He created a lot of the early characters. He probably created like most characters up until the 70s.
He co-created.
Yeah.
And he would always say that he co-created with Steve and Jack and all that kind of stuff. Beast, the best way to stop a beast is a beast. This is X-Force.
This is a preview for the next issue of X-Force. Apparently, they're going to be finally confronting Beast again, and it looks like we're getting Nice Guy Beast back finally.
Yep, because literally they hinted at that forever ago. That Beast deleted most of his backup copies except the one that was in the Avengers, which is like pure classic Beast before everything went wrong.
It's also the Beast that fucked like a literal animal.
Yeah. It is the most happy, jovial, smart, kind Beast that everybody wants. And the line was like, he probably left him here as a joke. And now they're going like, no, the only way we can beat him is if we bring that Beast back.
Yeah. And it looks like he's coming back with some Krakoa plant armor. So that should be interesting.
Oh yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
But
very, very, very excited to read this.
Very excited to read it. Very excited to see what happens. Yeah. What's up? What's up next? Marvel Comics X-Men Studios Wolverine by Hot Toys.
Yep, they're doing a comic version of Wolverine in a Hot Toys style. He's got that rubber tube arm, so there's no joint showing. He's got them tiger stripe styles, and he looks pretty good. But he's also real big and real expensive. He's a hot toy.
You know okay, I know it's a hot toy. But tell me this doesn't look like a Diamond Select statue.
Little bit, yeah. A little bit. It do be looking that nice.
Yeah,
I mean, this is the design they used in 97, Buster.
And it's a very classic Wolverine design.
I think they just tweaked a few details for that show.
Yeah. It's good Wolverine. Very expensive.
Very nice.
Pricey.
Love the slashy effects. Always got to have the slashy effects with your Wolverine.
Yeah. All right, what's next? Marvel Legends HasLab Giant Man Fanvo was just picking the box art.
Yep, you get to decide on the box art just like they did for the Sentinel and Galactus, and I'm willing to bet it's probably gonna be either the center one or the one on the right.
Yeah, those are the cleanest. I like those the most. Why did Wolverine never wear a suit in the movies? Because they were made at the time where they thought those costumes were dumb and goofy.
Mm-hmm. When movies were afraid of comic book costumes.
Yeah. I like the third one the best, too, because it's the one that keeps Giant Man the most focal element of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I like it.
Giant Man got funded at, like, the last minute.
Yep, everybody be getting their Big Hank.
Big Hank. Batman Arkham Knight Amazing Yamaguchi Revel Tech.
Yep, we only have the one teaser image for this right now. We'll probably get full solicitations in another couple weeks, but for right now, this looks like a really nice second go at Batman for them because they did kind of a comic style boy, and now they're doing one that's styled after, I believe, yeah, the Arkham Knight suit. Um, and it looks pretty spot on for an amazing Yamaguchi. Obviously, it's a little stylized. He's a little beefier than he was in the game, but I do like how it looks, and I do really like how that cloth cape looks on him.
You know what the best part about this is? The suit design is already so segmented that the Amazing Yamaguchi the Revel Tech joints don't look out of place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is gonna be a solid Batman. He do have the beefy arms, Buster. You right. That's a boy who curls the 100-pound dumbbells.
uh McFarlane pre-orders DC Multiverse, Nightfall, Nightwing, Classic Superman, and more.
Yep.
We got a bunch of figure photography.
Yep.
Got
Here's
it.
your Jokerized Tim.
Yeah.
You gonna Jokerize those Tim fries?
That's
Get 'em
not
all.
that's not the Jokerized Tim we want, Todd. There's a Jokerized Tim we do want.
Yeah, give us that little boy. Give us that little boy from the movie.
And the adult man who has a paunched Joker.
Yeah,
Give us Joker
yeah,
with a dad bod.
2-pack. Fucking Batman Returns, the return or Batman Beyond, the return of the Joker, Tim Drake 2-pack. Let's do it. Let's fucking yes.
Also, just because of the way that they did the lips, it reminds me of Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, he do be looking a little crimby there.
All right, but we got, is this 2-pack?
Yep, 2-pack of Bizarro and Bat Zorro. They come in with a big old base. They be looking like some goofy cartoony boys. They're not 100% accurate to the art, I've been hearing people say, but I think they look really good as just action figures of these characters.
Yeah, they look fun. They look cool. I like how Todd's finally embracing the goofier stuff of DC.
Mm-hmm.
Of the Bizarros. It's fun. That's a good Bizarro head sculpt. I like it. Fanboy and Chum Chum Joker from Very Little Batman. I don't want to see the motherfuckers bug.
Well, he sells, so you're gonna see him for the rest of your life. Sorry.
Yeah. Bizarro looks really good. Is that Dark Knight Returns body just modified a little bit?
I think it might be. I do really love that new chest sculpt though, where it looks like he literally cut out the bat symbol and flipped it, and then sewed a new patch on underneath it. That's so good.
Yeah, that's good. Solid Bizarro stuff. They're fun. What's Superman?
Classic Superman.
Classic Superman. It looks pretty good.
The smiley boy. Gotta have your smiley Clark.
Wait. I just farted.
He
Yeah, no, it's good. It's solid.
do be happy. He do be hopeful. We love him.
There we go. Superman. And that's it. Look at him. Wait, we didn't get
Oh,
Nightwing. There it is.
Yeah. And this is specifically his Nightfall era costume, which is that weird little stretch of time between him having the disco collar and him having what we know as the modern sleek costume.
Yeah.
And like, I don't hate this costume. I actually like it a little bit more than the disco collar. Obviously, it's not my favorite because everybody's favorite Nightwing costume is the modern sleek one. But this does have a pizzazz to it.
Yeah, it's nice. But here's the thing. You can see the modern costume in it.
Mm-hmm.
You can see how they get there.
Yeah. I do love that he has the fucking ponytail like he does in the animated series, though. That's cute.
Yeah. It's good. It's solid.
Gotta love those 90s men experimenting with slightly longer than usual hairstyle times.
Yeah. Nirvana really helped these comic books out, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Blacklight Edition, Mr. Freeze.
Entertainment Earth exclusive. And normally I would be like, yeah, this exists, whatever. But this one's actually kind of cool because they decided to do the fucking modern ass sculpt they did up in the first appearance color scheme, and I love it.
Yeah, it's a cute idea for a fun collector toy.
Yeah, he be just a goofy little guy in his goofy little suit, calling himself Mr. Zero. We love first appearance Mr. Freeze. He's just a little freeze boy.
Yeah.
Definitely worth getting. Definitely get him if you're collecting the line. Don't be a coward.
Don't be a coward. We got more DC superpowers, small little 5-point
Yeah.
articulated guys.
Yeah, well, not 5 point because they got the knees and the elbows, but yeah, the basic old school boys, the Kenner style boys.
Yeah.
We get Injustice Lord Superman.
Yep, that's cool.
Yeah,
Trying to get through them.
they give you all the photos. We
Hal.
get another Hal, looking Halular,
Yeah.
very Halish.
Very classic Hal. Look at that back. Look at that butt.
Look at that little bungus.
Look at that bunghole. And then we got Sinestro.
Sinestro in the classic costume.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I always prefer the Sinestro Corps uniform version of he, but classic costume do have its place. Does work in this style much more, actually.
It's so weird seeing the new 52 Sinestro logo
Yeah,
on that very classic box art. It's funny.
it's a little goofy.
We got a Flash that's gold.
Yeah, it's just a Barry Allen Flash, but in gold.
Gold.
It do be looking
Gold.
cool. Put him on a little base. He's like a trophy.
And then we got a gold Batman. Gold.
Yeah, this actually looks like a figure Kenner would have put out back in like '89 times.
No, you know what it looks like? It looks like Batman and Robin figure.
A little bit, yeah.
Is there any others?
One more.
That's it.
Oh, no, I thought.
Oh, no,
Fucking. There's a Zuranon.
There is
But they don't have
but they
pictures
don't
for
have
Zuranon.
They didn't have
What the
pictures.
hell?
No pictures for Zerna, but we got Zerna. Did they run out of molds? Why all the repaints? Because it's cheap and it fills out the
It's
line.
a toy line, and you gotta make your money worth on the molds, and people do be liking them gold variants.
Yeah,
It's a thing.
I mean, here's the thing. Let's be honest here. Hal's, Batman's, and Superman's and Barry's torsos are all the same torso. They're just have different paints.
Yep. I mean, a lot of this line is going to be the same tooling. It's
Yeah.
just that style of figure.
But Zerna.
Yeah. It's the fucking year of Zurana, dude.
Gold Flash does look ugly. Gold Batman works better because I think there's a higher bit of contrast with the cape and the cowl.
Yeah.
But Paternia and NECA TMNT Usagi Jimbo Year of the Rabbit box set happening.
Yeah, the Usagi 4-pack. It went up for pre-order this week. I heard people got it. I heard NECA site worked. Good. Glad. Like it. I'm not getting this, but I do think it looks very cool because you get a bunch of different Usagis and you get a bunch of different stuff. You get fucking Cyborg Warrior Usagi, Future Man. You get Samurai Usagi. You get a comics Usagi, and you get like a TMNT cartoon style Usagi.
Okay.
Usagi.
I know you don't know. That's Space Usagi. That is a completely different character.
Really? Because they did a space Usagi and it looked different than that boy. He was like in a space suit.
That's a classic Space Usagi. Like that's the original draft he made in like the 90s.
Okay.
They look really good. If I had money, I would get them. I love the coat.
Yeah, look at him. He all cold. He's just a little guy in the cold. Gotta make it through. Gotta get to shelter.
Yeah, that's great. Good Usagi Ojimbo.
Mm-hmm.
And
then this fucking happened, and I think we're okay. This is only 24 seconds. Why don't we just play this?
Yeah. Let me turn up the volume.
Extreme universe of action figures.
Oh, I can't hear him.
And
you
it's
can.
Coming from Loose Collector. Who's it going to be? What characters is it going to be? You got to stay tuned to find out. But for right now, Rob Liefeld Extreme Universe action figures from Loose Collector. Stay tuned.
Liefeld's getting toys, baby.
Yep, the people who did the Red Sonja figure and all the other like pervy Chud comic character figures off of that same mold, they got the rights to basically all of Todd's OCs. And
Rob's.
I am so excited. I am legitimately so excited because these are going to be the most interesting looking sculpts we've seen for humanoid characters in a long time. I really want to see how close they stick to the art.
What the fuck is he cooking? We don't know.
Action figures.
cooking all the stuff.
It's gonna be stupid and chaotic.
Oh man, gotta fucking see Bad Rock. Gotta know what Bad Rock looks like. Give me that Bad Rock.
I'm excited to see what happens. There's a part of me that's like, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm. Also, somebody with enough disposable income.
Yo,
There's some.
Nix, you're onto something. Pouch Man. What if we get a Pouch Man figure?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all know about Pouch Man?
I know about Pouch Man. Pouch Man's a boy. We love Pouch Man here.
See, here's the thing. Also, Rob Liefeld basically got asked about pouches so much, he made an OC called Pouch Man. And he would draw him whenever you go and like get an autograph from him.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm trying to get a photo of him so you can see what Pouch Man looks like.
But also, I just want to say, there's somebody out there who has a lot of disposable income and now knows what their mission is for the next few years of their life. You better look at that boy. Look at that glorious little guy. Man. Look at him. I want him so bad. Make that figure. Do it.
Make Pouch
But there's
Man,
somebody
please.
out there who needs to buy every one of these figures and send them to Linkara's P.O. box.
Jesus.
Do it. Do it. Somebody do that, please. I want to watch the look on his face when he opens a box that has a fucking modern Bad Rock action figure in it. And you better put a note in there that says, this isn't from the 90s. This came out this year.
Give us Pouch Man, you cowards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. It's gonna happen. Someone's gonna give Linkara that.
Very fun news week. Very fun news week. I had fun.
But that's it for the news. You ready to talk about some comics?
Mm-hmm. Did you have fun with the news, though?
I did have fun with the news.
Excellent. We gotta have fun with the news.
Gotta have fun with some kind of news.
Yeah. But now we got like 15 fucking Kramik books.
19.
Ooh, spicy time.
I think almost 19. Don't quote me on that.
Almost doing the double decade. Almost doing the Geo up in here.
Yeah. Comics, boys. We both read Shazam #6.
Very good. Very solid resolution to this arc. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Loved getting the Solo Man involved.
Yep. All good. All great. The one thing I absolutely love is just the immediate like, hey, I'm not really trying to take your place. I'm just trying to buy us time. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because we were both. I was more incensed about it, I think, last time than you were. But I was like, come on, fuck you.
I was like, I trust Wade, but this is weird. And my trust was rewarded. Wade is a fucking master of the comic book medium. He knew what he was doing. He got you all mad, he got you all hooked, got you in for the next issue, and then right away he's like, all right, don't worry, calm the fuck down. We good. We good. We balling here.
It was a cliffhanger. We're all good here.
Mm-hmm. And then we just get all kinds of good goofy fun. With the fucking cavalry coming in and whatnot. Loved that Darla was wearing Bullet Man's helmet. That was so fucking
just
cool.
A bunch of references to old Fawcett comics.
Yeah. And fucking it makes so much sense that Solomon would be the way out of all of this shit.
Yeah, but it's also like it's coming at a cost because Solomon's like, hey, you and Shazam you and the Captain have already started splitting personality wise and referring to each other as different people. This is going to make it worse.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem. I think that's going to be the ultimate overarching story of this run is like Billy reconciling that both him and the Captain are the same person. It's going to be probably similar to what we just did with the last 3 episodes of Doctor Who.
Probably. But Shazam is good, and if you are interested... This is what I want from Shazam. Don't just make this character the same... just a different Superman. No, it is fun, wacky hijinks with weird, dumb bullshit.
Yep. And can't wait for next month when we get to see fucking Black Adam take on a bunch of space T-Rexes.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? I'm just double checking. Yeah, I read Marvel Voices The Avengers.
Hey, what be up with this?
So if you are not aware, Marvel Voices is a regularly reoccurring anthology they do, where it's basically they take a set of characters and kind of tell what's the best way to put this? Diverse stories with them, kind of as a way to reintroduce characters, try something new, or just go like, hey, we can't really deal with this all the time, but let's do a story where we purposefully deal with this aspect of life.
Mm.
In the past, it's been LGBTQA issues, it's been or Asian American heritage, or Hispanic heritage, Latino heritage, all these different kinds of things. This one is just kind of a general Avengers, so it's a little bit more all over the place. So there's a fun one with Iron Man where he's the guest speaker at an AA meeting.
Oh.
And like he recognizes Whirlwind there. And he's like, oh, it's Whirlwind. He's immediately like, oh, villain mode. And he goes to grab him and Whirlwind's drunk. And Tony's like, oh no, he's drunk. I need to help him. But Whirlwind is not in his right mind. He's just going like, Iron Man's attacking me. And he runs away. And then the next day, Tony's at a lunch with his sponsor, and Whirlwind attacks. And Whirlwind's fighting Tony, and like Tony knocks his helmet off, and Whirlwind just goes like, where am I? What's going on? And Tony realizes he's coming out of a blackout. And he says, I look in his face, and I see the demon in the bottle. Like, you see that panel from Demon in a Bottle. And then we go to a AA meeting, like, several months later, where they're just going, like, hey, this is a process. This is an illness. You get through it, and you do all that. And you see Whirlwind and Tony Stark sitting side by side. And Tony just puts up a fist and congratulate Whirlwind on sobriety. And I'm like, yo, that's pretty good. That's a good story about alcoholism.
That's really nice. That's really good. We love superheroes actually helping their villains get better.
Yep. Too bad he dies in Avengers Incorporated.
Oh fuck! Is there like a little box that says this takes place before Avengers Incorporated number whatever the fuck?
No, I just think it's there's a story with Monica Rambeau where it's basically just, hey, Monica Rambeau's a cool character and she has cool roots to Louisiana and she's a fun character. That's it.
You should go see the Marvels in theaters now.
There's a story with Jamie Reyes, the muscle car Ghost Rider.
Yeah, your boy.
Where apparently at the end of Jason Aaron's run, he's in hell and he can't get out. So he's just working on his car, thinking to himself, I need to stay strong so I can get back to my brother. And just thinking about the community that helped him along the way and how he wants to help them.
I think the entire world forgot about the Marvels sticks.
Yeah, they did. And you know what? In like years' time, people are gonna watch that movie and go like, "Why did people hate this? It's fine."
Yep, it's this year's Eternals.
And the last one, it's a Captain America story, but it's more about I wouldn't say a new character. It is about basically a teacher taking students around in a museum, I think, if I remember right, who is an immigrant named Marta. And it's all just kind of like Captain America's fighting the Red Skull, just going like, no, fuck you, Nazis. America's the dream, not whatever laws it is, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my boy.
And Marta saves the kids and gets them out of there, and Captain goes like, you did good job. I'm proud of you. So, like, it's not the most diverse thing. It just feels like, hey, we want to have a Voices book out this quarter. I have a really good Iron Man story. That's good. I have an idea for a Monica Rambeau story. Okay. I want to make sure people don't forget Jamie Reyes. Cool. We can just do a Mad Libs Captain America story. All right.
It's literally chaff.
Yeah. It's fun. Read it for the Iron Man story. Read it for that.
Mm-hmm. It's for the people like you who will go ahead and check out anything Marvel as long as it doesn't look bad right off the bat.
Right. But do give like, I want you to go read the Iron Man one because it's really good.
I just might.
You don't have to read anything else, just the Iron Man one, because it's not off, like, they've gotten a lot better with it, but it's not often they dive into Tony's alcoholism, you know?
Yeah, like the last time I think there was a really big story about it, Iron Man number 700, which came out back when I was first getting into weekly comics. The entire framing device for that issue was Tony telling the story of his life at an AA meeting.
I
That's
think
the last time I remember
I
that
got the
coming out.
Reyes mixed up. Fuck. I thought I had the right
Oh
one in my
no!
head.
Oh no! You did a racism!
Fuck you, DC and Marvel. Why you gotta have two characters with the same last name? Uh but yeah, no.
All right.
We both read Fantastic Four.
Yeah, don't need no more. Fucking
This time,
good issue. We
Fantastic
like this issue.
Fantastic Four fights Uber.
Mm-hmm. It's fucking good. I like it. It's the kind of like social commentary I want from my sci-fi, where it's like, if you're at all media literate, you know what they're doing, but it doesn't come out and slam you in the face with it, and they come up with a very clever solution to the problem that only these characters would be able to come up with.
Yep.
Also, new artist, new interior artist this issue, Ivan Fiorelli, I think is how you pronounce that last name.
Yep.
Love this guy. Love this guy or gal or pal. Excellent fucking art style. Very much the kind of style I want for a Fantastic Four book. Really like how they draw the chest symbols on the suits. And there's just some nice little characterful details, like when the Syndicate first start attacking, Elektra puts on her mask, and because she's like hastily put it on, you can see her fucking hair spilling out of it, and that's really cute and fun.
Yeah. But basically, the Fantastic Four are back in New York trying to get everything ready for the Baxter Building show back up. And there's a big fucking thing there, and they're like, "What the? No, this shouldn't be here." And it turns out a fucking Silicon Valley tech bro made fucking Uber Eats Uber app that's like, hey, do this one innocuous task, and by just having millions of people do small innocuous tasks, he is basically taking over the world.
He's shaping the course of history. He made it so the pandemic didn't happen in 616.
Yeah, that's a canon explanation, and I love it.
But they stop him. They stop him like they do. And then at the end, oh no, building didn't come back.
What happened?
How are we gonna fix this?
How are we gonna
read?
Yeah, I do. This is a great read issue though, because he is like just fun.
Also, on the cover for the next issue, there's a big spooky brain guy. I want to know what's up with that. I'm very excited.
Also, it's just fun to see Spider-Man villains fighting someone who's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, and it's fucking cool to see Reed getting so creative with his powers. He does so much crazy shit in this.
Yeah. Really good. Fantastic Four, good.
Yeah.
You read Birds of Prey.
Yeah, fucking the penultimate part to this opening arc, and things are heating up, boyo, because Wonder Woman gets on the Themyscira and starts actually fighting the birds, and there's some fucking insane fights in this. Like, you see Diana one-on-one, Zealot, Canary, Barda, and fucking Cassandra Cain, and Cassandra Cain is the only one who escapes scot-free from Wonder Woman's wrath and ends up breaking the others out of a Themysciran prison later in the issue. It's fucking amazing. But yeah, basically they're like, hey, stop fighting us. We're here to stop a thing, and we knew you were going to be against it because you wouldn't understand, and you got to let us go and just let us do our thing. And Wonder Woman's like, is this fucking true? And then the lady they came to rescue is like, yeah, kinda. She's like, fuck, okay, we got to do something about this real fast. And then it fucking happens. Big old spooky demon lady comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Themyscira, takes out Wonder Woman right away, just as the birds are breaking out of prison. And they're like, Okay, I guess we're gonna have to fight a big spooky demon lady in the whole next issue. That'll be fun. And the final panel is Black Canary uttering the new fucking Avengers Assemble for the Birds of Prey. Birds, fuck this thing up.
That's a good cover.
Hmm. It's a real good issue. I'm fucking loving this book. This book is great.
That's good. That's good. Also, were you intentionally making a scot-free joke?
Where?
You said Cassandra Cain is the only one who gets away scot-free.
No, I just said that, but that does work.
And Big Barda is here.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next book we either of us read? You read Superman 78.
The Metal Curtain. This issue pretty good. This issue a little better than the last one, I think, actually.
Yeah.
Because it opens basically showing the actual kind of threat that this version of Metallo is, which is just a Russian dude in a big fucking power suit with some kryptonite powers. He attacks a big experimental US plane and is like, hey, fuck you. You're flying over a part of the Arctic that belongs to Russia. Fuck you. And then we cut to Superman taking Lois to the fortress and being like, okay, this time for real. Because remember, he did it in Superman 2 and then had to erase her memories. This time for real. I'm going to take Lois to the fortress. My parents are there because of the fight with Brainiac in the last series. So I'm going to introduce her to my parents. And then while she's fucking interviewing them about life on Krypton, I'm going to go change. And then I'm going to come back as Clark Kent and tell her I'm Superman. And it's going to be great. It's going to be good. And then as he's changing, he fucking hears Metallo attacking the plane a few miles away. And he's like, all right, I guess I'll go deal with that. And he's like, okay, who the fuck are you? What is your deal? I'm gonna stop you real quick because you're about to hurt this guy, the pilot who ejected. That's real mean. We're not doing that. And then Metallo beats the fucking shit out of him to the point where it looks like he's gonna die. And I believe it ends on a cliffhanger of him just lying in the ice after being blasted with a kryptonite blast from Metallo, and the pilot comes up on him, and it's just like, oh fuck. Also, they never say the pilot's name in the issue, but I'm pretty sure it's Hal Jordan because he's got the sandy brown hair, and he's flying an experimental aircraft, and his helmet says Highball on it, and I'm pretty sure Highball is Hal Jordan's call sign. So we might be getting like Superman 78 take on Green Lantern in this as well.
That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoy it?
But yeah, real good, real solid. I liked it.
I read issue 18 of Stillwater.
Hey,
which is apparently the finale.
Oh, it's done?
Yeah, I didn't realize. I thought it was still on. No, it's complete. Fighting continues, and they've like just a lot of different little things happen. Everybody stops fighting and goes and realizes their mistakes. The little kid evil person who's been like doing all the shit is about to stab the dude in the heart. It's just like more violence, and the dude goes like, hey, I forgive you, we can move forward from this, and starts hugging the kid, and the kid just breaks down as just like, yeah, no, kindness and forgiveness is the way to beat violence and everything and all this kind of stuff. And so it's like a few weeks later, the town's trying to figure out and rebuild themselves from all the trauma and everything, and they're the main characters go out to the edge of the drawn-in town border, and they're going like, all right, let's try and put an end to this. They erase the line, and one of them splits her thumb, wipes the blood away, and it's healed. And they're inside the town border, and they go like, oh, it didn't work. And the main character guy recognizes the fire from the very first issue that killed his friend because it was outside of the town border. He walks over to it. He slits his thumb and wipes the blood off of it, and it's healed. And they just go, "What's wrong?" And he says, "Do you not feel it? The whole world is still." They didn't break the
Oh,
curse. They spread the whole curse to the rest of the world. The
so
entire planet.
they pulled a fucking Torchwood Miracle Day.
Everyone's immortal in the entire planet. And it's going to get bad really fucking soon.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna revoke your creator privileges, Chip. That can't be the end. We need a fucking sequel to this. That's too interesting.
But like, that's a great horror ending though. That is scary as shit because you've seen just what all these people in this small town community were willing to do with immortality.
Yeah.
What is the rest of the world gonna do? Ah, and
Very
they,
scary. That's like the ending of Cabin in the Woods right there.
yep. Really good book. If you want, not necessarily a ooh gotcha spooky, but like a very slow dawning realization spooky, read it.
Okay.
I read the next issue of J.M.D. Mate's Spectacular Spider-Man.
Look at that fucking Gobby. Look at he eyes. Them the brilliant spooky eyes. I love him. Marvel Legends win.
That's Harry on just a mental breakdown.
Yeah, let's go.
Because Spider-Man's just like searching all over New York looking for a Vermin. It's going like, where the fuck is he? Where is he? And like you intercut with Vermin just like in a mental breakdown of his own. And then Harry and the Green Goblin shows up and goes like, "Fuck you, Spider-Man! Harry, what the fuck are you doing? Fuck you! I don't have time for this, Harry! Fuck you! Meet me here!" Okay? He meets him over there and like he gets knocked out and Harry just goes like, "This isn't about goblins and spiders." He takes off both their masks. "This is between Osborns and Parkers." Because Harry's just not in a good place right now. Because the entire
CM Punk talking to Triple H. This is Phil Brooks talking to Paula Beck.
Because the entire time, a shitty version of Norman Osborn and a shitty version of Peter Parker have just been yelling at Harry, going like, "Fuck you, you're a piece of shit," and Harry just breaking.
That do be Harry. That do be his whole life.
Yeah, it's not great. It's good. It's well written. It's not great situation.
Has that man ever had a therapist?
No.
Next time he come back from the dead, we got to do that. We got to get our man some therapy.
But good issue. Good issue. J.M.D. Mateus. Who knew? Good writer.
Yeah.
I read the final issue of Alpha Flight.
That fucking logo, man. Every fucking time I see it, I'm like, oh, we're talking about Boku no Hero on this? Okay.
It's the big final fight. They fight all the box sentinels. They beat some of them up. The guy who's controlling them feels really conflicted, and he's like, "I don't want to hurt my friends." But he follows orders, and that kind of like, "I'm just following orders" shitty kind of way. They are able to get all the mutants off planet to the Shi'ar Empire.
Excellent.
But all the human members of Alpha Flight are caught and put into prison as traitors to the Canadian government.
Cool.
Yeah. So either they're setting something up for the fall of X, like the big event part of it, or this was just a fun
we're going to hear about this in a few years. Like, yeah, there was that weird time where just half of Alpha Flight was in prison.
Yep. Also, I never realized Guardian had fucking black hair. I thought he was blonde for some reason. Guardian has black hair.
How about that?
Yeah, weird. But good. I really enjoyed this Alpha Flight. It was fun to see all these like weird esoteric characters who came from this one comic that was made to sell to Canadians.
Excellent.
Because it's just ripped full of Canada references of like, "Oh, you're from this." It'd be like you're saying like, "Oh, you're from Jacksonville," you know, to like someone who knows Florida. It's like, "Oh yeah, I understand that place." But most people outside of America or even Florida wouldn't know Jacksonville off the top of their head.
I mean, the way I understand Jacksonville, if you live there, you're either a meth head or Tony Khan.
Well, considering how much energy Tony Khan has.
I think Tony Khan's too much of an old school mark for meth. That's a fucking cocaine man right there.
Yeah. But next comic. You read Ranger Academy, number 3.
So I'm dropping this book.
Congratulations.
Uh I want to go ham on it, but honestly, like my thoughts on this book can really be boiled down to my fucking Blue Sky post after I read it. This book is just if Power Rangers Megaforce was made for the Super Hulock crowd.
Oof, that's a fucking indictment.
Yeah. There's fucking cameos in this that should have made me real happy, but they have no fucking substance to them, and the characters are all just such basic YA novel kid goes to a magical school with some intrigue type characters that I don't actually care about any of them.
What's up,
Like
Aki?
like there's a moment where one of the best friend characters has like an emotional breakdown because of her fucking backstory, and we learn about it from the other best friend character. And I'm like, shouldn't this be a moment for main character girl and this best friend character to have like a bonding, I'm going to tell you my tragic backstory moment? But no, she learns it from the other character, and then she goes to her and says, hey, our friend told me all about your bullshit, which probably isn't cool, honestly. And then fucking is just like, I hope you feel better soon, pat, and fucking leaves. And I'm like, wow, what a great inspirational fucking hero. I can't wait to follow the rest of her exploits. Not.
Kind of, yeah, it sounds like what it would end up being.
Mm-hmm.
You slept for 11 hours on accident. You feel kind of bad. Shit. Do we need to yell to wake you up more?
Aki, get some coffee. You'll be fine. And I say that as a non-coffee drinker.
We both read The Invincible Iron Man.
Oh, this issue was fucking fun, dude.
So much fun.
Just fucking, it's Iron Man and Emma Frost joining up with Star Fox to go fucking heist a casino planet. That's all you need to know.
It's great.
It's exactly what you think it's going to be in all the best ways.
So good, so solid, really good. Really good.
Also, like, have people been drawing Star Fox like David Bowie for a while, or is that just in this comic?
It's been like that since Judgment Day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I much preferred this style because it is more David Bowie, but in Judgment Day it's more like Harry Styles.
No.
David Bowie. Go with David Bowie.
Yeah. Give me that Bowie Fox.
I'm excited to see where Iron Man goes because he has all because like they're using some of the most of the metal to make ships to get the mutants out of there, like the mutants who can't fight out of Earth, so they're safe.
Mm-hmm.
Cool move, good idea.
But they were also talking about like an invasion force coming from Morocco.
Yeah, and
they cooking.
Yeah, and building the suit. Oh, Riri has the Mandarin rings and she's using them for good. She's out in the middle of space and runs into... Who does she run into? Forge. And then they both run into a fucking space track and then he goes like, fucking Dozer, Fing Fing Foom shit. What the fuck are you having with them?
Yep, those belong to my people. Give them back, bitch.
And it's just like, oh shit, that's fun.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on with that. That's not bad. That's fun.
Yeah. I read the next part of Gang War by an Amazing Spider-Man.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Come on, no, don't do that to yourself. I need a host. I can't complain to no one. Actually, this isn't a book you really... This book doesn't have a super ton of complaints. This is actually, like, more of what you would want, especially with what's been going on with Spider-Man. Because basically everyone's called Peter out on the shit, and Peter's like, yeah, you're right. I have been a little bit shit. I want to fix myself. Can you help me out right now? And they're like, yeah, we'll help you out right now. There's things happening. And all the people he teams up with go on to their solo books. And Tombstone shows up and he's like, hey, I let the criminal underground get out of hand, and I need to help fixing it. Help me, Spider-Man. There we go. Vac. Vac. Vackery.
Are you done?
Yes.
Excellent.
How much of that did you hear?
I wasn't actually listening at all. I was on my phone.
Jesus. Spider-Man, Batman does horrific shit, gets shit online, gets called out in books, and rinse and repeat. Yeah.
That doobie.
We'll talk about Batman because it's a lot better than that.
Batman actually good shitting on folks though.
Yeah. It's good. This is better than Wells's run has been, which isn't a high bar, but it's a bar.
It's probably because he has other people talking to him, going like, "Okay, this is where we need this character to go, and this is what we're doing with this person over here." And you got to tie into that a little bit. But
he needs more editorial. Like, he needs a different editor and more editorial oversight.
Mm-hmm. Also, is fucking She-Hulk just wearing like fruit roll-ups on her arm?
No, I think that's like like barbed wire. I just don't
That
think
don't look like barbed wire.
I just think
that looks like the fucking shit that the James Bond villain Jaws has in his mouth.
No, you're right. It is a table saw. It's the saw blade from a bandsaw.
Oh, that's not terrible.
Spider-Woman has weird billy clubs. Daredevil has a sword. Miles has knuckle dusters.
Miles does not seem like a punchy boy. He seems like a kicky boy to me. Give him steel-toed boots.
Yeah, here's the thing. He doesn't even use... none of them even use these weapons in the book. It's just for the cool pose for the cover.
Oh, Jeebus.
Yeah. This feels more of like a branching bit from all the other storylines that are going on, which I don't mind. It's good.
Okay.
It's good, asterisk. You read Midlife.
Or How to Hero at 50, number 3. We didn't talk about number 2 because I didn't see that it came out.
Yeah.
I fucking read them both this week, and they're both pretty good. This book it's about as good as I said from the first issue. It's just the story is continuing on in a pretty logical way, with each issue opening with like a flashback to the main character's past and just kind of fleshing out that stuff in like the late 80s, early 90s of his childhood. And now we got all the present stuff with him trying to figure out how to be a superhero, engaging his powers, and trying to figure out where they came from. My dad was like a superstar fireman. Did he have powers too? I better try to coyly ask my mom. She ain't saying anything about it, and she's giving me a whole talk about like you shouldn't try to push yourself so hard to live up to his legacy. Okay, thanks, Mom. That's not very helpful. Oh, fuck, there's 2 secret agent people that are after me. What the hell is up with that? And that's kind of where we're at right now.
Neat and fun.
Also, he out and out told his spouse. There's a moment where she comes in and he's wearing the costume, and his friend who is with him, who was helping him out, is trying to play it off like, no, it's cosplay. We're getting ready for Comic-Con. And he just straight up like puts his hand on a stove burner and goes like, this is what's going on. I love you. I trust you. Please trust me. I'm trying to figure this out. Are you freaked out? You look like you're a little freaked out. And she's like, yeah, but I still love you. And I'll see you after work. Bye.
We're going to talk about this. But yeah, no, cool.
Yeah.
You also read Fire and Ice.
I think I'm also going to drop this book, but not for like its bad reasons. Just, it's kind of incomprehensible.
You can't understand the lore.
Yeah, like I get the general spirit of what's going on. Like there's fucking royal political machinations and fucking sorceresses who are up to shit, and there's a barbarian hero who's caught in the middle of it all. But like there's so much fucking exposition and so much like gobbledygook nonsense words, and like here's just a random fucking snake man in the background who we're telling you is important, but you're not like feeling him being important yet. And I'm just like, I bet the people who like this movie are really fucking into this book, and I'm happy for them. But I'm gonna just go back to Conan.
Yeah. Maybe after you watch the movie and get more of the material, you'll vibe with it.
Yeah.
We both read Daredevil.
This fucking issue, man. There were some fucking fire issues this week, and
Oh
this was
yeah.
definitely one of them. Like, say what you will about Romita Jr.'s art on the covers. The fucking interiors by Germain Peralta, uh, beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, fucking spooky painted looking Daredevil art with some really cool panel work. Oh my god, that fucking panel, I'm looking at it right now on like page 2 or 3 where he's walking against a building and you see his reflection in the windows and it's like an actual spooky devil man. Oh, there's so much cool shit like that in this book.
The confrontation with Ben Urich.
Yeah, where he basically goes like, "Oh man, this guy, there's somebody who's sending demons to fuck with Matt's life delivery. There's some kind of mystical bullshit going on."
Yeah. The whole thing with Bullseye was cool.
Oh, such a good confrontation.
Oh.
Such a good, like, these guys know each other inside and out, that and they're destined to do this dance forever, and it's good. When he fucking flings the tooth.
It's
And
a lot of good shit.
the like 1 page scene with the girl who gets in trouble, that was really sweet too.
Yeah.
Like there's a good mix of Daredevil moments every issue so far in this run, and I am really digging it. This book has been a fucking unexpected banger. Loving this run.
I
so far.
love Daredevil the Exorcist, and it works really well. What's next?
You know, I didn't even really make that connection until you said that, but yeah, they are basically just making Matt into fucking fodder Karis, and it works.
We both read Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night, #1.
This book goes so hard.
This is so fun.
This book did not need to go this hard. It's fucking wonderful. Again, like I'm big on art this week for some reason, but I love like the comic booky but kind of painterly looking interior art for this. I've never read a book by Jeff Parker before, but I really like his voice for the Bat Family.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid. This is a reintroduction to the canon DC not Superman, Santa Claus.
I love that he shows up and Bruce is just like, "Oh, hey Chris, what's up? This your shit? Okay, I'll help out. That's cool. Whatever."
Santa Claus is just a DC superhero.
And like I that's just like such a perfect Batman moment, because like even if he didn't then go on to say like, "Oh, I met him during my travels," like if Batman met Santa for the first time, I'm sure he'd just be like, "Oh, what's up, Santa? We gonna do some shit? That's cool." Because like he's fucking Batman. He's a regular guy who does impossible shit all the fucking time, and he has a bunch of fucking super friends with crazy powers and shit. Of course he would believe that there's a magic nice boy who once a year flies all around the world in one night and delivers presents.
I mean, he already knows a magical nice boy who flies around the world in one night. He just doesn't deliver presents.
Yeah.
Superman could though.
Now I want a scene in like a first Batman and Superman meeting story where there's just a moment where he just looks at him and goes like, "So real talk, are you Santa?"
No, I've tried that, but I ran into him, and he said, "Don't do it. It makes things more confusing."
Yeah. Also, good fucking Zatanna content. Buster, read this. Good Zatanna content.
Good Zatanna. Zatanna does good things.
Zatanna looks fucking great with a cape, by the way.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else that was interesting. Oh yeah, isn't it partially implied that Batman was trained by Santa for a little bit? Like he took some pointers?
He says he met him during his travels and they hung out for a little bit.
So like Batman learned how to break into houses by Santa.
Also, there's fucking really cool Santa lore in this, where it's like he was a fucking Norse god who got trapped here along with Krampus, and him and Krampus were buddies for a little while because Krampus was just a silly trickster god who wanted to have fun, and then they had a falling out, and now Krampus is a big bad man in this.
I have a feeling it's going to end with Krampus being a fun little goofy guy again, though.
Yep, we're probably gonna find out there's a spell on him or some shit.
Oh yeah, or like he lost the meaning of Christmas and he gets a present and he's like, "Oh, you do care. I was in my own head and thought you didn't."
Yeah.
Santa training Batman's actually goated. Like, yeah, it's kind like that is not the thing you do in the Batman origin. That is a thing you add later on of like, by the way, in between these two teachers, he ran into Santa.
hmm Also, I love the restraint. They put Superman and Wonder Woman on the cover. They're not in this issue at all. They're
No.
probably going to show up in like the next issue, but this is primarily just some shit's going down in Gotham, and the Bat family are trying to deal with it, and Santa shows up.
Mm-hmm. It's good. It's fun.
Mhm.
Read it. Give it a shot, people.
Yeah.
Uh, was it just me, or did it feel like they were trying to also semi retcon Grant Morrison's Klaus into this as well?
He is very similar to Klaus. I don't think it's that though.
No,
I think it's just
I think it's
like,
partially like, hey, Grant did something cool. Let's see if we can
yeah.
do something like
I
that.
think Jeff Parker is a fan of Klaus and has been poking DC for a while and going like, hey, can we make a deal with Grant and make this canon? That would be so cool if we made this canon. And probably this year they were just like, we need a book for December. Why don't you fucking make your own version of it
Oh, cool.
and have Batman in the name? Batman's got to be in the name or it won't sell.
Oh, can I have Santa train Batman? Sure, whatever. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
We both read Transformers.
Oh my god, this fucking book, man.
Fuck this, like, in a best way possible. Fuck.
I love how this entire fucking book seems to be themed around the fucking line that inspired Optimus Prime. Like every moment in this issue, and looking back on the previous two issues, it really feels like Johnson is just doing a, all right, here's a Transformers story that is actually about showing why the strong need to be gentle because of how many fucking humans get fucked up in this story.
Yeah, and how, like, the immediacy that Optimus sees Spike get hurt, and he's like, nope, fuck this. I'm saving this kid.
Mm-hmm.
And
And at
despite
the same time, we're still getting treated to like amazing action in this. Optimus Prime does a burning fucking hammer in this issue, and he fucking rips off his own damaged arm and beats the shit out of Skywarp with it. And at the same time, you got Skywarp doing fucking cool moves with his teleporting that we've never seen before.
it's like Daniel Warren Johnson was like, we never actually saw Skywarp do cool shit with that. Let's actually do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And I love that Cliff Jumper is just already Carly's best friend. Like he keeps coming back and going like, no, I just want to make sure she's okay. It's cool. I'm a good boy. And Sparkplug just keeps fucking pelting him in bullets.
I also love how like Sparkplug's the town drunk and nobody likes him. But the minute shit goes to the fan, everyone's like, we trust you, Sparkplug. Like
Yeah.
we know where your heart is. We know what kind of man you are. We're following you.
Yeah, because like I think he also says he served. Like there's a moment where he's talking to Carly and he's like, "Look, you might think what these some of these things are nice, but I've been in war. I've seen it. Once the fighting starts, there are no good guys." And it's like you totally get his perspective. It's sad and you don't agree with it, but you get it.
And I think that's partially going to be Sparkplug's like story, like character thing of just like, maybe there can be good, maybe there is a righteous cause for violence, you know.
hmm I also just love that we fucking see Optimus Prime transform with a limb off. For so long, that's been a joke with Transformers is like, oh, because of the way the toys work, if they lose one limb or like one body part or anything, they won't be able to transform anymore. Nah, fuck you. They adapt.
Yeah, it's a little jank, but it works.
hmm
Also, I love the scene between Soundwave and Starscream.
Yeah, fucking just bitch slapping him for saying the word Megatron. That's peak Starscream.
Oh, it's so good. Read
And
this
when
book, everybody.
And the way they introduce Skywarp into the issue is just like they learn that there's a thing going on, and Starscream just yells at Skywarp to go and get to work. And there's like a tiny little panel of him with an Energon sippy cup, and he's like, "What now? I just got to sit down. God damn it!"
Ah, oh, the heartbreaking moment of Optimus Prime seeing Spike
Yeah.
on dead on the ground, and then remembering the deer, just like, no.
Mhm.
It's great.
Yeah.
Fucking fantastic. I cannot wait to read more from this Transformers and G.I. Joe universe.
This is so good, man. I can't believe that we're getting Transformers comics this good.
Because we've been getting previews for the Cobra book, the Cobra Commander book. And
Yeah,
fuck, that preview's so... Oh.
it looks fucking spookity.
Because basically he walks into a fucking bar and goes like, hey, whose vehicle is that? I need it. And they all laugh at him. And he just murders the dude whose vehicle it is and just drives off.
Mm-hmm.
So good. We both read Batman number 140.
Pretty good issue.
Don't
Not
let
my
the
favorite.
cover fool you. This isn't a Joker story.
Yeah, no, this is fucking. This is your boy Chip going whole ham on his Zurana shit.
This is just complete deconstructing all like I would say all the complaints about Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, Batman should just kill the Joker. Why is Batman worrying about this? Batman's badass, all this kind of stuff. And it's like, you guys are misunderstanding the character. Batman without Bruce Wayne, without the kindness, without the Robins, without all of that, is an asshole, and you wouldn't like him.
Mm-hmm. And Tumblr is just proving that point so fucking well, and they don't even know it.
What did Tumblr do now?
Tumblr has just been on with this kick ever since like the Gotham War started of like, oh, Chip Zdarsky doesn't get Batman. They're just turning him into a jackbooted thug, jackass billionaire fuckboy, and he's just going to beat all his villains to a pulp and protect the rich. Fuck this. I don't like this. And I'm just like, okay, it's another year. It's another great Batman run getting called utter garbage by people who don't have media literacy.
Like, Chip is saying the exact same thing, you idiots.
Mm-hmm.
He is saying that Batman shouldn't be that. That's what he takes off his mask and goes, I am Bruce Wayne. How often does the character do that? Acknowledge his Bruce Wayne-iness.
Mm-hmm.
The slander. The slander this character gets.
But also the fucking backup with Vandal Savage joining forces with the Court of Owls. Oh man, can't wait to see that shit come into the main book.
Oh, a lot of fun things, a lot of good things. Also, all the Zernaws being fun cameos. That's cute. I like it.
Yeah, love me fucking 66 Zurana. That's amazing.
I love that he's just pure chaos. It's just like, it's fun. And I love how Batman goes like, oh yeah, I'm in my mind. I can do anything. It's a perfect gadget to get rid of your thing. Fuck you.
Yeah.
This is good shit. Good Batman shit.
Good shit.
I read Venom.
Hey, you got that adrenaline momentum.
So first things first. This is not the plot line I've been this is not the Eddie plot line. This is the Dylan plot line.
Mm-hmm. I believe you talked about that last issue, right? We're back on Earth, and fucking Natasha's involved, and she's got a Venom suit now, so they can sell a new Marvel Legends.
Yep, she has a symbiote, and basically what happens is Toxin's human is caught up in this weird political thing by the No Names, which is a terrorist organization fighting the Alchemax. Basically, Alchemax released a chemical into their town that killed all their kids and family members, and they're pissed about it. And basically, they said no one died, and they're like, "Fuck you, people did die," and now they kidnap people and torture them to death. As basically, you are no one, and until Alchemax submits their crimes, no one's going to die. As kind of like a haha big political thing. And the person who's Toxin gets caught up in it. He gets the chemicals attached to him. Toxin tries to save him because everyone's trying to go and like save the people who are dying and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to solve the problem too. They're trying to make Alchemax admit their faults. They're not just fighting the people who were wronged. But the chemical actually adversely affects symbiotes. So like they're hurt, but they go to Flash Thompson, who's currently anti-Venom, and get healed. And basically Flash goes like, where's your fucking dad? And Dylan goes, I don't know. And then the next cover is like Eddie. So it's like the plotline's done. It's fine. It's good. I was just way more interested in the Eddie Brock stuff. So it feels like reading a cool, fun B book and an S tier book at the same time. And I'm just waiting for the S tier stuff to come back.
The backup is the main story right now, and you ain't happy.
Yeah. But it's fun to see all the other symbiotes teaming up and being like cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
We both read X-Men.
Hey, we finally get to meet the X-Dooms. Or the Doom Men.
Doom Men. And basically it's just a bunch of mutants from Latveria who Doom's like, hey, let me train you.
Yeah. Don't fucking go to that island. That shit's gonna go wrong. I know about shit like this.
Here's the thing.
I
I
know it's
don't
not
even
gonna
think
be
he
fun.
started. I don't even think he started training them during Krakoa. I think he trained them before that.
Really?
I think it was
Because it opens with him fucking interrupting Charles and being like,
yeah, but
yeah,
that's,
no, you're not getting any of my people. Fuck you.
but that's when they are in these costumes, and we see flashbacks of them in previous costumes throughout the years.
Mm.
I think he's been training them, and they're just very loyal to Doom. And it's like, no, he provided for us when we had nothing.
Well, what's interesting is if you read the info pages, which I actually did this time, I don't always do it, but I did do it this time because I was curious about this fucking team. Apparently, they're all like kind of split up in terms of their loyalties. There's some that don't like Doom, but know this is their best chance for survival. There's one that actually has tried to escape before, and there's one that's like so loyal to Doom he's considering making her his heir.
I bet money on the plant one being the heir.
No, it's the blue girl.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But they're a fun team. The X-Men come and go like, hey, we're checking up on mutants around the world. And Doom goes like, fuck off. They're fine here.
Yeah, we don't need you to check up on my boys. It's fine. Go away. But they have a nice little fight, and then we find out that actually they will help when the time comes. They're going to be in Fall of the House X.
But we'll help on our terms. We're not just going to go and join you guys. And they're like, yeah, no, that's all we asked for. That's all we wanted, is just we wanted to make sure we knew you guys were here. Wanted to A, make sure you were safe, and B, see if you wanted to help us when it came time to beat down Orcus.
Yeah, and they all have a big fancy meal.
Also, I did some double checking. First things first. Buster said that they were okay with the way the halal was treated for Kamala, but it wasn't perfect. I think it was like good that they were remembering the halal, and it's cool that Doom remembers that, but it's like not 100% perfect, but it's cool, it's good kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. I'm just focused on the fucking big bowl of mashed potatoes. I want that bowl. Give me that bowl.
You want that bowl.
Give me them taties.
Fun issue. Good issue.
Yeah. We like the X-Men.
And I read the Avengers.
Hey, was there some avenging in this issue?
Oh, yes. We meet, first things first, we meet the Twilight. These fun characters.
Oh, fuck! There's sparkly vampires in Marvel now?
No. So first things first, these are fun new characters we're meeting. They're a bunch of brand new, cool superheroes, all based off of King Arthur's court.
Okay.
So they have names like Arthur and Percival and Lancelot and things like that.
Very clean.
So first things first, see the big muscle woman in the middle with like the mohawk?
I like how you asked that as if my eyes didn't immediately go to her.
Well, I'm pointing her out as a character because here's the thing. She loves the woman on the right with the sword.
Oh.
But here's the thing. She loves the leader of the team, King Arthur.
Oh.
Who's up in the front, the guy with the beard. But
they're doing one of them.
He's in love with the guy right behind him named Percival. And they can't, and like, Arthur's like, I can't actually, like, Arthur feels like he can't be in a relationship with anybody because he's the leader of the team, and that's a power dynamic, and that's not good. So, like, there is a big fucking rectangle of unrequited love going on.
God damn. Fucking 2020 of free Avengers comic ripping off a storyline from TMNT 2003.
Well, here's the thing: it's super gay because like there's two levels of gay here.
That's true. They got the gay dodecahedron going on.
Which I think is cool. You know, it's nice. And meanwhile, the guy on the left, he's like his title. I can't remember the name he got, but his like title is engineer. That's like his power set. He sees how everything works and like works together, and he's like making commentary on the whole thing of like, yeah, no, she likes her and she likes him, but he likes him, and 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 the witch in black behind the sword lady's like, you are a catty bitch. You're just talking about everybody. And he's like, I noticed these things. Come on. But that's all flashback to introduce the characters. As they're fighting the Avengers, Vision and Wanda are just like, fuck you, we're the Avengers. You think you can beat two of us? Bitch. Literally, Vision says, like, you will find like two Avengers more than plenty.
Yeah.
Like something along those lines.
That's pretty good. That's a line that the MCU is gonna crip one day.
Meanwhile, all the rest of the Avengers are still in the Nightmare realm, and like Wanda helps them out a little bit, so now they're all together, and they're just like, all right, Nightmare, what the fuck do you want? And Nightmare goes like, I have been humiliated by Jean Grey and that General Strange. I have had nothing but L's. I need a W. Literally, that's his motivation. I need a W. So what do you want? Surrender to me and I'll let you go. And Thor just starts laughing and goes like, all right, we surrender. Really? Yeah, we surrender. Now let us go as part of our agreement. All right. And they wake up and they like team up with Vision and Wanda and go like, fucking Avengers assemble, bitch.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, the Percival guy, the guy behind Arthur, his power is victory, but only when the scales are balanced. So, like, he can't fight until, like, the teams are equal. And then when the rest of the Avengers shows up, he goes like, now I can fight.
The hell's Fraud Watch?
It's a meme within the anime community when a character talks a big game and doesn't do anything. The anime community started calling them frauds.
Oh. Okay.
And now it's just a big thing, and it's expanded to other fucking things. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it.
All right.
But that's Avengers, and that's all the comics we read this week. Hey, did you like the comics?
What a fucking week for comics. A lot of fucking S tier content this week.
A lot of good shit. A lot of fun shit.
Fucking Daredevil, Fantastic Four, Transformers, Batman, Sandy Claus, all brought A game this week.
Yeah, there was one other book that I thought Avengers was A game because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Mm-hmm. Midlife, be really fucking solid. Superman 78, be really fucking solid.
Shazam.
Mm-hmm. We ain't gonna talk about Ranger Academy no more, but that's fine.
Personally, it's an objectively bad way to engage with media, but it's really fucking funny. Yeah, it's just the joke has long outstayed its welcome for me. That's the thing.
Interdasting.
Hey, you know what's also interdasting? Tell them the people where they can find you.
Hey, I'm leaving. You can watch me leave on youtube.com at the Vacuuminator.
Here's the thing. It's a formula. I gotta keep it up.
I know.
Hi, I'm Boingo. I do a variety of things. I'm on twitch.tv/BoingoWriter. You can catch streams on the regular. I'm also on YouTube. I do a variety of things, such as review Common Writer every single week, as well as other video essays and editorials. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, Mastodon, all these kind of different kinds of places. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about how to reformat it. No Prize is not going to end. I think it may have a rotating cast list of like co-hosts. It may not be every week. It may be every other week. It may be every month. I'm not 100% certain. I kind of want to feel it out. It may be here. It may be on YouTube. Not here. Maybe here. It may be on Twitch. I am not 100% certain. I will make media posts and community posts on this YouTube channel when the plan gets more settled out.
Yeah, stuff's happening.
Stuff's happening. It's not. No Prize isn't going to end.
Mm-hmm. No Prize and Modular Media are both bigger than me. Do not worry.
Other podcasts are taking steps and hiatuses. Like Twit is up because I don't think Buster. For lack of a better way of describing it, I don't think Buster can handle trying to do a podcast and reformat all on their own. He needs a creative co-head working at the same time, and we just don't have that person right now. But that's just a variety of things. I think we talk a little bit about it in this components.
Possibly.
I don't remember. I think we talked about it before we started recording. Either way, if you want to support whatever you see up next soon into the future, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, see this podcast and many more, such as Components, where we just hang around, shoot the shit for a little bit, try to be funny, and call it a podcast.
How about that?
I'm jobless right now. I might actually start a YouTube channel for fun. Hell yeah.
Hey.
We also have Modular Components.
You did Components.
Fuck, why is my brain farting?
Because you'd usually go to Twit right now, wouldn't you?
No, what's the other? No, it's
AF.
Analytical Fanboys, a monthly media cast where one member picks a piece of media, we engage with it, and however we need to engage with it, and then we talk about it. Next month is going to be on the Disney XD cartoon Motor City.
Yeah.
And we also have one final episode, I assume, for Saturday morning.
We've already recorded the last Saturday morning panels. I've yet to edit it, but it'll be up on Thursday.
And we also have an upcoming special of the year-end toy review from back in Cody.
Yeah, we be doing the top 10. Gonna add in a couple little extra bits this time around to make it feel like more of a proper retrospective. And I don't know. I'm going to talk about it with Cody, but honestly, even though I am leaving, that might be the one thing I regularly come back for, because I do really enjoy doing that, and I'm very excited to do it. We were supposed to record it yesterday, but stuff came up, and so now we're recording it on Wednesday night, and I'm very much looking forward to that right now.
I know I've said it in several other places, but like you were taking a step back, retiring, so on and so forth. The light will always be on for you at Modular Media.
Nice.
I don't think any of us right now would just be like, if Vac in a year's time says like, hey, I feel refreshed, I feel creative, I want to come back, that we'd be mad at you,
Yeah. So don't expect me to come back with Vac, because that fucking channel is fucked in the algorithm now.
I'm not saying expect anything one way or the other. It's just more of like, the light is on for you. Just like the light is on for you to always come back and watch more No Price podcasts.
Hey!
I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed us talking about comics. And I hope you enjoy however I continue this podcast in whatever way it comes. I have some ideas. I have some brainstorms.
Still 3 episodes left in this format.
Still 3 episodes left in this format. You know what? I'll give you some hints. I talked to Vac about this a little bit earlier. I have some ideas of like, what if we reformat it more like a talk show? Get some of my webcomic artist friends on board and say like, hey, you want to come and promote your shit and just talk comics and comic book stuff for a little bit every once in a while? Maybe that's how we do it. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm feeling it out. You know what?
Right on.
How are you feeling, Vac?
I'm just wondering, what is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Enough said.